Hello and welcome to another episode of Wartune Solo Adventures. In this episode I am going to take a look at the new clothing system introduced in patch 5.6. Basically the clothing system got a complete overhaul for better and worse, I guess you could say. So first of all your clothing items are now removed. Compared to how they used to work. Your character only wears stuff from the dressing room. You don't actually have to have any pieces of clothing, and your clothing bonus now comes from your clothing level. This level is increased by engulfing your clothing items, and the higher level item, the more experience you will get. So what does this mean? First of all, I think you get slightly more stats from the clothing now. However, you get significantly less initial rage, which is a bit of a bother because that changes the way you do combat. You can't start out with as powerful attacks as you used to do, so that's a bit annoying. So basically how this works is you go to the clothing engulf screen, and here you can see all your pieces of clothing, and you drag them here to engulf, and then you see how much experience you will get. So wings get you more than a regular piece of clothing, which is good because they are more expensive. And then the experience you get is linear, so 2 level 5 pieces of clothing give the same amount of experience as 1 level 6, I think. I think it's 300 experience for level 1 piece of clothing, and then 600 for a level 2 piece of clothing. This is interesting because you can also sacrifice your fashion cores. These give you 200 experience each, and the same goes for your good luck charms. I suppose I could do all my good luck charms because they can't be used anymore. The fashion cores can still be used for clothing identification. I will take a look at that in a second. So could be worth holding on to these if you have any spare fashion cores. But the good luck charms, I suppose I could. Oh well. The reason I haven't engulfed all my clothing already is because I kind of want to wait a bit until I know there's not an engulf clothing event, since I have a bunch of level 9 and 8 and 7 stuff. So basically what I've done is to engulf all my pieces of clothing that was level 5 or below, and maybe 1 or 2 higher level pieces, and that got me to level 32 with an initial rage of plus 20, and I used to have plus 45, I think, from 3 pieces of level 9 clothing. I guess I have engulfed one of them. So I will wait a while longer, but all in all, I think it's probably a good change. It's kind of sucks for me and others that had the good rage bonus, but they've completely eliminated all need for gambling, which is basically what you did before when doing high level clothing, if you didn't want to spend obscene amounts of good luck charms. Now it's just straight engulf all your clothing, and you can't really make a mistake doing so because you can't use the clothing for anything else. So if you get a new piece of clothing, it will turn up in the dressing room, so you can use it on your character and then just engulf the actual item. So I'll do This was a level 5 set of wings, which will give me 25k experience. So that should be 3 or 4 levels. Let's see. Yeah, 4 levels. So now I got me 2 extra initial rage and some stats. So that's not too shabby. And the cap is, I think, level 200, so that's quite a ways to go. So on to the second part of the change, which is a smaller change, but still a really nice one. They've changed the clothing identification system, so I believe you can't fail when doing the first identification with gold, and then you can't lose stars when doing the refines. So this means that it will be incredibly much easier to max out all your pieces of clothing. As you can see, I've started with my weapons and I've pretty much maxed out most of them. Yeah, so down to this one, which is good because you get a lot of stats. So basically, for an S level piece of clothing, it will cost you, and you get 1 star, I think, at least from identifying it. So it will cost you 20 cores to max it out. So that is really good because eventually, assuming they keep doing the events, you will get enough cores to actually max out most of your clothing, probably, if you haven't already. So that is really good. Right now I think there's a clothing identification event. Yep. So I did a bunch of my clothing and I got these clothing shards. Not sure if they're useful, but you can, if they stop introducing new sets, you can always exchange them for good luck charms and get some clothing experience. So won't be completely useless, though it would be nice if they could introduce some new clothing sets for the clothing shards. All of the events are still crap, so I'm not really doing any of those because I don't need 40 event chests. Basically, I try to get 20 chests every week, so I can get 10 clothing chests and 10 beast soul chests, but that's about it. So perhaps they will change in the future, but we'll have to wait and see. But take a look at your clothing items and see how far you can get with the new system, which I sort of kind of like, all in all, even though it's a slight nerf in some ways. Anyway, I'll be back with some more content shortly, but until then, take care, guys.